Hello everyone, welcome to Zynerd's NEET PG 2023 Info Series. With CMC Vellore today, we start the Institute Information Series for NEET PG 2023. You would very well know that the counseling for NEET PG seats are conducted by MCC, basically for the seats which are of all India or central nature, or by the respective state counseling authorities for state quota or state private seats. There are very few authorities in India which may have a process to be done outside these counseling authorities process before getting allotted a seat. There is CMC Vellore, AFMS for institutes under the Armed Forces Medical Services, and CMC Ludhiana for a minor set of seats, and maybe one or two more. CMC Vellore among these has already opened up its applications for seats that are filled by the CMC management under CMC management quota. And we will be looking at the application forms, the eligibility, and all other details in this session. When we mention CMC Vellore throughout this session, it just means Christian Medical College Vellore in Tamil Nadu. CMC Ludhiana is a different organization under a different authority, and their seats are allotted through Punjab State Counselling. They would have a separate notification for the other seats soon. We'll also intimate that. Before we go in, note that there would be many categories which you would be discussing, many sets of seats. When we discuss eligibility, it will be very clear to you which categories you are eligible for and for which ones you need to apply now for this in the CMC website. So just ignore the categories that you are not eligible for so as to avoid any confusion. The timestamps for each of the category or section are available in the description. At Zynerd, all information provided in our info guides and sessions is very detailed. Basically, one should not take decisions that shape careers with partial information, and so every information is very comprehensive, but choose the ones which are relevant for you. So time to get into the finer details now into the session on CMC Vellore. So the timelines have already been defined by in the information brochure. You can look at the admission timelines, admission timetable, and the timelines for the application form. 23rd Jan the application forms opened, and 27th Feb they end. So by 27th Feb, if you are interested in any one of these categories, if you're eligible for them, just go ahead and apply for these seats. There are supporting documents to be sent directly. They should reach the CMC office by the 1st of March, and there is an additional recommendation form that has to reach for minority network candidates, which we will look at a later point in time. The form has to be submitted online. Everything has to be done online. The website is over here, and the amount has to be paid through credit card, debit card, or net banking. It can also be paid through a challan which is generated at any ICICI bank branch. So this is the basic stuff. You can just go into the admission forms and fill in. It is a very simple form. We look at the seats that come under CMC Vellore. As far as PG seats are concerned, this is the total list of seats that were available last year. There might be a few minor additions this year, but this is the total list of seats that are available last year. And as far as the prospectus, the current information bulletin goes, this is the set of seats that have been notified. And there are 186 clinical seats, MDMS, and then 17 paraclinical, 10 preclinical, and the split is available here. There are 4 diploma in clinical pathology seats, only diploma seats which are available. And 6-year neurosurgery course is also available. There are 3 seats which are available. And now we move into the basic eligibility and other criteria for CMC Vellore. And then we will also look at the eligibility in terms of specific categories of seats. The basic eligibility is qualification in NEET. We know that MBBS plus MBBS completed and CRRI completed before the 30th June, which is the eligibility for NEET PG. And you should have been registered with any state medical council. So when we look at further eligibility, it is assumed that this eligibility is covered, and then we look at specific eligibility for specific set of seats. We said there are 220 seats as far as CMC is concerned, right? Now, in CMC, these 220 PG seats, through a Supreme Court order, they have been in 2022, which was finalized. The seats are split into 110 seats to be filled by Tamil Nadu government quota and 110 by CMC management quota. That is a 50-50 split. So 110 seats will be filled by the Tamil Nadu government with rules or eligibility criteria by the Tamil Nadu government. And another 110 will be filled by the CMC management. We call it the management quota usually in a private institute, and the government quota is the usual government quota seats. Now we'll still get into what are the different categories within these 110 seats and these 110 seats. which are separate. First, we'll get into the Tamil Nadu government quota. We said that 50%, which is 110 seats, are filled by Tamil Nadu government, right? So these are Tamil Nadu government quota seats. First thing is, for this 110 seats, the application is not open. You don't need to do anything if you're going to look at this set of Tamil Nadu government quota seats. So this applications are going to be later. And what are these set of seats? We said 50% of seats, that is 110 seats, come under the Tamil Nadu government quota. 50% is basically 30% of total seats which come under the state government quota merit list, and 20% of TN state Christian minority candidates seats. So these two put together form 50%. So basically approximately 66 seats would come under this, and another 44 seats would come under this category. So basically the Tamil Nadu government quota is split into two, 30% points and 20% points. 30% points of seats, approx 66, are for state government quota merit list, which means you should be, and for which the eligibility is basically, you should be either an MBBS from Tamil Nadu, irrespective of where your domicile of, or you should be a native of Tamil Nadu. You could have completed your MBBS somewhere else. And for this set of seats, natives of Tamil Nadu have a reservation. So the seats are split as per reservation policy, and natives of Tamil Nadu alone will have a reservation. So if you're either MBBS from Tamil Nadu or native of Tamil Nadu, you apply for the Tamil Nadu government quota counseling, which happens at a later point in time after ranks are published, etc. And you will be eligible for this set of state government quota merit list seats. Note that there is no minority category here. Every seat over here is available for any candidate who falls under this, irrespective of whether they are minority or non-minority. And second, there is the rest 20%, approximately 44 seats. Now, this is only for Tamil Nadu native state Christian minority candidates. So, if you are a Tamil Nadu native candidate first, and if you are a Christian minority, then you can apply for this set of seats. Another addition is that CMC graduates who completed 2 years of service bond, which is their obligation for service after they complete their MBBS, they can apply for this set of seats as well if they come under the state minority list. Now, this entire set of seats, like we said, the application is not open. If you're a Tamil Nadu candidate, or if you have done your MBBS from Tamil Nadu, if you're a minority candidate from Tamil Nadu, nothing to be done now for this set of seats. There might be other set of seats for which you are eligible for. For this, hold on and wait till the ranks are published and Tamil Nadu state announces the state government quota application form and prospectus. How are these seats filled? We said the eligibility for 30% government quota merit list, which is this part, is all candidates who are either native of Tamil Nadu or MBBS from Tamil Nadu. Application is through Tamil Nadu government quota, not open yet. And the service obligation is mentioned here. You can clearly go through the service obligation for any set of seats that are available under that. As far as MDMS, preclinical, paraclinical, and DCP goes, we are not sure about it. It is not mentioned in the information bulletin. We assume that it is nil, but it has to be verified. Similarly, TN state Christian minority, we already mentioned that all of them for Christian minority and native of Tamil Nadu are eligible. The forms are through Tamil Nadu government quota. So this is pretty much the government quota. The application form is now open for the management quota, which is filled by CMC. Though it is filled by CMC, there is still a TN management quota application that needs to be filled on a later stage. We will come to that. First thing is, if you are interested in any of these set of seats which come under any of these categories and you are eligible for one or two of these categories, then go ahead and fill the form now if you are interested. You have to apply in CMC. None of these seats will be available if you don't apply for CMC now before 27th of Feb and your documents don't reach them by 1st of March. How are these 110 splits which come under the CMC management quota? How are these 110 seats split? They 10% are under general merit category, 10% are under institutional preference category, 10% are under service category, and 10% 70% are under the minority network category of seats. Now, this is a pretty last year split. This may change. Now, one thing is this split is for clinical seats, and for non-clinical, there is a different split. For preclinicals and plus pharmacology and DCP, you have a 50% service and 50% general merit category. And microbiology, pathology are split as 50% under these 3 categories, and the rest 50% under general merit category, because not many of those under these categories might be actually taking up these pre or paraclinical seats. This is how it is based on last few years experience. Most of them are then moved to general category in case they don't, nobody opts for those seats. Now, fundamentally, what you see here is general merit category has 12 seats in 2022. Institutional preference has 10 seats. Now, we know that this is a split. We don't know the eligibility and criteria for each of these. We'll mention one general misconception here, that there are no seats that are available under CMC for non-minority candidates is a general misconception here. This minority network part requires a candidate to produce a religious minority certificate. The rest of the seats are not do not require a minority certificate. Any candidate may be part of this set, may be eligible for this set of seats subject to other criteria. Now, the thing is, usually in a minority institution, 50% of seats are reserved only for the minority candidates. But in CMC, there is a split of that too. Within these 110, if we take these seats are split as 10, 10, 10, and only 70% of them are currently for the minority network. We'll get into the eligibilities later. Now, we look at each category and who is eligible. For general merit, every candidate is eligible. So, as long as you are qualified in NEET, and irrespective of whether you are a minority or not, you are eligible for the general merit set of seats over here. And institutional preference is for CMC MBBS candidates, and CMC MBBS candidates have a 2-year service obligation, and they would be eligible for institutional preference seats under CMC, this set of seats. The numbers may vary this year, and the set of seats may vary, but this is the eligibility criteria. Every candidate is eligible, and there is no minority certificate requirement here. The service category, this is a category that many may fall under but miss out usually. If you have done a 2 years full-time service in areas of need, like in a mission hospital, leprosy hospital, armed forces, government primary health centers, in your state, government primary health centers, tribal, rural, remote areas, if you worked in hospitals in these areas, or if you have served in these areas in any capacity as a doctor, slums registered with registered NGOs, if you have worked here 2 years full-time and you have done service, then you are eligible for this set of seats, this service category set of seats. Many don't apply for this, and this set of seats provide an option for those who have served full-time. No minority certificate is required. All candidates are eligible for this set of seats. And then we have the minority network set of seats, where candidates are recommended by CMC Minority Network Authority. We'll get into who is that and which associations fall under that, including CMC Vellore, CMC churches or organizations that come under the CMC association or council. There's an association or a council which runs CMC. So those who come under that association or council and are doing medical work can recommend candidates who have already completed 2 years after their MBBS for this set of seats. For this, the candidate has to be a minority candidate, and a minority certificate has to be sent across to CMC for confirmation. So this is the entire set. You can just go through this again. Every candidate is eligible for general merit seats. So the competition is a little higher, and given that these set of seats are very less, many don't intend to apply, which means because many miss out, there are candidates who benefit out of it. You can take a decision on whether to apply or not, depending upon last year's closing ranks, or if you don't want to miss a chance at all, then you can take a call. We look at CMC general merit category. Everybody is eligible for the CMC general merit category. We already mentioned that. Documents, what do you need to do? Just apply, complete the application form. You will get a confirmation message within a week or so, an email within a week or so from the registrar's office, and that is enough. No document to be sent. If still in confusion, you can always call them up and confirm whether any document is to be sent. For the general merit category, there is no document to be sent. Note that irrespective of whether you apply for all these set of seats, you always have to apply for the CMC for Tamil Nadu management quota, which comes in at a later point in time. You will now apply, get your general merit eligibility through the mail. They'll confirm from CMC. The registrar will confirm that your application has been accepted, and Post that, you will be eligible provided you qualify NEET later point in time. But then after that, you have to apply for the TN management quota, which will be after the ranks are released and the information bulletin is published, and then you will fill in your choices through TN management quota. What is the service obligation here? 1 year for clinical, and there is no service obligation for pre-paraclinical or DCP seats. For MDMS clinical, 1 year is a service obligation for general merit candidates. And then you have the next question that arises is, should I apply? And what happened last year? How many seats were there last year, etc. There were 10 seats, we said, right? So this is a pretty much a split of those 10 seats which were available, one in each. And pathology alone had 2 seats last year. This may vary this year. And these are the all India ranks of all those candidates who actually were allotted those seats in round 1, round 2, and round 3. Most of these seats, like you see, the better clinical seats have been taken up at top ranks, and they were not available. But look at something pretty much which is interesting here. While MD anesthesiology may not have been available in all India counseling at a rank of, let's say, this 19455 in such a good institute, it was available in CMC in round 2 for a candidate. Because the candidate had applied for general merit, the candidate was able to avail this seat, and there is one candidate who would have had a huge benefit out of this. Similarly, an OBG seat at 6,042 at CMC was available last year. So look at this, and then if you think there is a minor chance, we always suggest that you apply. Your call, but it is always better to keep those options open. Even though there might be a minor chance, at least we can confirm that these candidates would have benefited because they took in the effort to apply. Similarly, you also look at the other seats which are preclinical or paraclinical seats. You would have seen that at some later stages of the counseling, candidates who were not initially qualified but opted at a later point in time to in the mop-up rounds have been allotted seats. This is because they applied at the time of CMC's application requirement at an earlier stage, which is now for 2023. Since they applied and then later got qualified, these candidates were able to take those seats in round 3 mop-up. They would have been very little takers at that point in time. So there is an option. You can take a call for general merit seats. You can have a look at this, but this is not an exact reference. This year the seats may vary. You can have a look at this. This is all information compiled. It is also available in Zynud, portal Zynud. We'll open it up after the exams are over. Till the exams, you go ahead and prepare for the exams. We don't open up the ranks and confuse the candidates. Now we get into the next part, which is the institutional preference seats, which are the next set of seats for which we said MBBS from CMC Vellore and 2 years of those who have completed 2 years of service obligation are eligible. So this set of seats, you can see the self-attested documents which are to be received are proof of 2 years of completion of service obligation for eligibility, and for them the service obligation after completion of MBBS is that MDMS course is 3 years. Any MDMS course, clinical or paraclinical, pre or paraclinical, and MCS neurosurgery is for 6 years. Now, CMC management quota, the next one is a service category, which we said 2 years full time in areas of need. If you are eligible for this, then you send across your proof of 2 years of service in area of need. Annexure 2 is available, and Form 16, which is your bank statement for the last 2 years, which will be proof that you have served and you have got your salary or from the head of the institution or the appointing authority. And the service obligation is 2 years in case of clinical, and MCH neurosurgery after 6 years of completion, you will have to serve for 4 years in CMC, and pre or paraclinical is 2 years, and DCP 1 year service obligation for those candidates who come in through the service category of seats. And this is the annexure that needs to be filled, the signature basically with the supporting documents that need to be given, and the Form 16 or attested bank statement or salary certificate has to be certified by the head of institution or the appointing authority. Both need to be sent. You can also always confirm with CMC after sending across this application, the forms, that on whether these are sufficient or if there is anything else that is required or if they have been accepted, etc. This is for service category. Now, the last one is a minority network category. We said 70% of total CMC seats, right, are under minority network category. and this is a major set of seats which are under CMC, and these are for all those candidates who are recommended by the CMC Minority Network Authority, including CMC Vellore. Any church or any church or an organization which is a member of CMC association or council can alone recommend. Don't need to look at which ones are there, whether my association is part of that. This is the list, and here you have those which are not eligible for to recommend for 2023, which are listed down. Rest of the minority network organizations can recommend, and they can recommend only if you have completed 2 years service obligation in the minority network, and that is very clear. You have to provide your proof of completion, and then you also have to provide this is a minority seat, and so you will have to provide baptism or confirmation or church membership certificate and your form 16, which mentions that you have got 2 years salary from those appointing authorities. If one or more mission hospitals you have worked in, you will have to provide both the details for both. MDMS courses, you have eligible, you have a service obligation, which is a bond after completion of MBBS for 3 years. And in neurosurgery, you have a 6 years bond, and DCP, you have a 2 years bond if you take a seat under minority network. Now, we looked at this, and finally the fee structure. Many candidates last year actually have spoken to us and have mentioned that they missed out CMC even though they got very good ranks, because they thought that one, CMC is a private institute and the fee structure is going to be huge. Two, we thought that the fee mentioned over here is an yearly fee, and therefore we did not opt for it. In the information bulletin, there is a fee mentioned, which is tuition fee plus college fee, which is a very, very minimal amount. Most of it is into administrative expenses. The tuition fee comes to around 800 to 1,500 or something. You can check the prospectus. The rest of it is administrative fee. And the university fee is a major part, which is the examination fee, yearly university fee that the institute has to pay the university on your behalf. This is there in every other government institute or other institutes as well. There might be an university fee which you pay over and above the tuition fee. That is paid initially, and this total is around 1.5 lakhs for a diploma, 1.7 to 74 lakhs for somebody who has completed a diploma and is going to do 2 years MDMS. And for MDMS 3 years, it is going to be 1.86 lakhs. And for MCH neurosurgery, 2.49 lakhs. Now, this is the entire amount for the 3 year. You will not have to pay any academic fee other than this for the entire 3 year. Only difference is 3 years. Only difference is that the university fee, only difference is that you will have to pay this at the time of admissions. You will have to pay this entire amount at the time of admissions, and you will not have to pay any other amount other than possibly the maintenance and other charges for your accommodation. Every academic fee is covered over here for 3 years. The fee structure we mentioned, the associated with the fee structure, you also have the other factors. Service bond, non-completion penalty. In case you don't complete your service bond, there is a 40 lakhs penalty for PG degree and 20 lakhs for PG diploma. This flows from the Tamil Nadu government penalty, and for service, this is equivalent to that. Accommodation is partly furnished, that is provided by the institute for all PG candidates. This is usually a single accommodation, and stipend is at rupees 38,000, possibly with a minor increase every year for every year. And course discontinuation penalty is in case you join the course and after the end of the admissions you discontinue the course, the seat lapses, CMC would there is a last date which is prescribed by the Tamil Nadu State Selection Committee. You pay a penalty of 15 lakhs for PG degree, for PG diploma 10 lakhs. This is in addition to the TN State Selection Committee penalty, is what is mentioned in the information brochure, which means there is another 15 lakhs that you will possibly pay for TN State Selection Committee in addition to whatever you pay for CMC, and your fee will not be refunded. There are a lot of queries on the application. Before we get into the queries, one thing that we would like to emphasize: let us say you are applying for any one of these set of seats, the general merit, institutional preference, service category, minority. A candidate may be eligible for all four, any combination of these, depending upon which one you fall under. Let us say you have done 2 years service in a PHC, then you can apply for service category and you will automatically be eligible for general merit category as well. So when you apply, you now apply for CMC Vellore so that they validate your eligibility for this set of seats, which are to be which are under CMC management quota. So that list will be available with them. Then you will have to apply for the Tamil Nadu management quota and fill in your choices. CMC will approve that yes, these candidates are general merit, service category, or institutional preference or minority network. And then Tamil Nadu under Tamil Nadu management quota, you will be allotted a seat. So further, after applying for CMC, sending across documents, etc., you will also have to apply for Tamil Nadu government, Tamil Nadu management quota for these set of seats and fill in all the choices and participate in that counseling as well. So don't miss that out. Finally, the application related queries, very minimal. It is a pretty simple application. The major one is that when you actually do the courses applied part, when you go to the courses applied section, you have a 3 list of courses in your order of preference that is to be mentioned. This is not relevant for general merit IP service seats at all. You can always change your choices and add or remove your choices when you are filling in choices for the TN management quota. Nothing to specifically be worried about. Just add on a few choices. Let's say you're applying for general merit, don't worry about it at all. Fill in 3 choices. This does not matter. What you fill in at Tamil Nadu management quota is what matters. Any queries, you can always call Christian Medical College Vellore and get your queries answered. From Monday to Friday, they are also always available during office timings and they respond to queries and very professionally. So go ahead and get your queries verified. And in case you're interested, you think there is a minor chance of getting a seat too, we would always suggest, being a very good institute and that seat being so valuable, we'll always suggest you apply, but your call. If you're going by probabilities or possibilities being less, etc., and do not want to take that chance, it is up to you. Final thing before we close, a candidate can be part of these 4 categories. A candidate can be part of these 2 categories. A candidate can be eligible under all 6 categories. That is also possible. For these 2, you wait for the Tamil Nadu government quota counseling. You will have to apply for the Tamil Nadu government quota counseling. For this set of seats, application is open now. If you are eligible, we have gone through the eligibility in detail. All the specific sections, timestamps are available in the YouTube description. Go through them again for eligibility and the list of seats, the bond conditions, etc., and then take a decision on applying now. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any queries, please do post it in the YouTube comments, or better join the the Telegram group that we have for 2023 aspirants. We have a specific one for 2023 aspirants. All your queries will be answered there, and all information on the complete counseling will be provided by Zainad over there as well. We'll communicate to you there. Thanks a lot for watching. Till we move on to the next series. Thank you so much.